Hello everyone, Wayne here from Think Management. Here on this channel we talk about all things success. So welcome to my series on tips for beginning YouTube. Really, I'm going to go through a list of tips that I've learned since starting YouTube and being on the platform here for 6 months. The first tip I want to share with you is believing can be deceiving. You know, a lot of times one of the things that we do as far as being a creator on YouTube is we want to compare ourselves to other creators. We don't realize that the most experienced creator that's been on the platform for several years is not really a good comparison to maybe our channel that's only been there for 6 months. It's very hard unless you have two people starting two channels in the same niche and really kind of doing the same thing to really get some sort of comparison. But I will tell you this, comparing and believing that you should be doing like someone else is very deceiving. You are your own person. This is your own channel. This is your own personality just showing through on your channel itself. So when you start YouTube, don't think you have to compare yourself to anyone else. You are who you compare yourself to. In other words, only consider what you're doing. Focus on improving your game. Focus on improving each and every video. Remember, 1% better each and every time makes a tremendous difference in the long run. So the next tip I want to share with you for beginning YouTube is to know your goal. What are you trying to do with your channel? Are you trying to create income? Are you doing it for entertainment? Are you really doing it for fun? Or maybe are you doing it to help others? You know, if you're doing it for income, what are you trying to make? Are you trying to make $500 extra a month? Or maybe you're trying to make $5 million a year by building a whole legacy on YouTube and social media. Whatever you're trying to do, know that everyone starts at zero. Everyone starts at the bottom. So never think that you're gonna make it in 6 months. You're gonna make it in 6 years, whatever the case may be. Because I'll tell you right now, I'm 6 months into this process. This is roughly around video 50 to 51, and I still haven't made anything off of YouTube. Why? Because it's a grind. Why? Because it really is something that I do to help others. That's what my goal is. I want to help others and then just kind of see what happens along the way. But maybe you're doing it strictly for entertainment. Maybe you want to make funny videos. How many of us out there love watching a funny YouTube video? I love watching the ones that says, you know, you laugh, you lose, and they specifically make it funny. And when you laugh, you do lose. It's just kind of an internal game people play sometimes. But know what you're trying to do. Is it an income strategy for you? Is it helping others? Is it for entertainment? Or is it just really kind of having fun? Are you really just kind of documenting maybe your family or your children growing up and you want to share those videos with others? So know what your purpose is so that your strategy can align strictly with your purpose while you begin YouTube. So the next tip for beginners that I wish somebody would have sat me down and just told me this one tip right here is, how are you going to define success? Now, obviously, if we're talking about income, then you have an income goal. I get that. But maybe your success, you're thinking, would be for your subs, your subscribers. Maybe you want to have 500 subscribers. Maybe you want to have 1,000. Maybe you want to even jump and be big one day and have 1 million. Or maybe it's views and watch time. Maybe you say, I'd like 1,000 views this month. Or I'd like 10,000 views next month. Know that every view is strictly priceless because it's a person behind that view. So know that it could be subscribers, it could be views, it could be watch time, or maybe it's the number of videos. Maybe you just want to make 10 videos on how to improve your home for efficiency, for electrical purposes, and you want to have a do-it-yourself behind the scenes so that you can show other people your video, because maybe you've been asked several times, hey, How do you do this? Or how do you do that? Maybe that's what it is. The point here is that no matter what you're trying to do, make sure your strategy aligns next with your purpose. Very, very important, because a lot of times when you kind of get into the grind of YouTube, I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, it's not easy. It's not simple. In fact, it's so tedious that you can become lost in the nuances of what's going on. So you must stay focused, and you must truly understand that I'm here, this is my strategy, and this is what I want to do as a result. Okay, the next tip for beginners, and this is something that I learned the hard way. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. How do you measure your success? Such as, when do you measure your success? Was it monthly? Is it weekly? Is it daily? I fell victim early on looking at my channel, and I would look at it every day. I would look at the numbers every single day, and I'd be like, okay, wow, I got 30 minutes of watch time for my second video. That's pretty good. Well, you know what? After 3.5 months, I had 7 subscribers, and I'm like, is this worth it? What's going on here? I really started to realize that as more people that made videos kind of on these topics, and more people really started saying, you know, YouTube's a grind. YouTube is the long-term mindset. It's not for the short-term gain. Now, there are different tricks and things, and you know, I'm gonna say different helpful things that you can do to kind of speed up your process. Remember, one thing, for instance, you can invest in is speed, right? We all want to get to the end destination, and it's really, do you want to ride a bicycle there, or do you want to ride an airplane? That's the basic concept there. But we all want to reach that end destination, so that's very important. And know that whenever you look at your channel, I would personally recommend, when you start out, just don't worry about the analytics for a while. Give it 3 months, give it 6 months, because one of the wisest people I ever heard is on the YouTube platform, multi-million-dollar business through helping others on YouTube, and just one of the people that I look up to and one of my mentors, he said, the first 12 months, you're still figuring out what you even want to do on YouTube. The first 12 months, you really don't know what works and what doesn't work, because you're building up all your data points in the YouTube algorithm. So don't start it for 3 months and give up and thinking that it's not working. YouTube takes time. You know, of the billion people that are on social media and that are on the internet now, think about how many people come to YouTube for their problems. You know, YouTube is one of the largest search engines in the world, next to Google. Guess who owns YouTube? That's right. And so you must know that as you make your videos, and if they're helpful videos for people, that people will find them. People will understand what you're trying to do and how you're trying to help. And then it's just a natural, people will subscribe to your channel, and they will want to know what videos that you're going to make in the future, so you can help them over and over and over again. You're building a relationship with them. So the 5th tip here on YouTube tips for beginners is take an inventory of what you have. Don't think that you have to start out with the Canon M50 or really fancy camera, Sony a6400. Don't think that you have to start out fancy, because hey, we all have one of these, right? We all have a smartphone. Guess what? There's a camera on here. You can take a video on here. You can plug a microphone into here. All of a sudden, you can edit your videos on here, and you can upload them to YouTube on here. Everything you need to get started is right here, literally at the palm of our hand, right? And I've talked to several people that say, you know, I want to get a better camera before I start. I want to get better lighting before I start. I want to have better audio before I start. You know what I tell them? You have to start messy. You have to realize that you must start with what you have. So I would encourage you, when you're just starting out, take an inventory of what you have and make it work. The best camera you have is the one that you have right in front of you. So I would encourage you to take these tips, really take these tips and run with them, because they will help you along the way. And these are valuable lessons that I learned when I started YouTube. Well, down below, in case you're curious about this, I'm going to link the second video in this series. I'm going to go further in depth about the YouTube tips for beginners. We're actually going to talk about strategies for making your plan for your video. And I'm going to even give you 7 tips for success on when you're just starting out, and there's so much information. I've narrowed it down to 7 things that you can look at and just take a comparison of other videos. Such as if you're in your niche and you're studying YouTube, I'm just going to give you a precursor here. Look at the top 10 videos in your niche. Look at those top 10 videos, and the criteria is, let's watch them. Let's see how long they are, right? Just click on them. Let's see how long they are. Then let's see what the title is. Or let's see if they have music in the videos. Let's really see, is it just a talking head video, or do you really have some action shots? Let's get the basic fundamental DNA for successful videos in your niche, and I'm going to teach you how to apply that to your videos moving forward. Well, I know that probably got you hungry for more, so click down below to the second video in this series, and I look forward to spending some more time with you. I thank you for your time today. Once again, this is Wayne from Think Management, and I'll see you soon. You have a great day.